inlet too. My only issue is the inlet. If it's rough, I can't get out. We got to leave 2 hours early and go to Port Everglades, you know? Yep. Then at the end of the day, I mean, but for us, I mean, guys, it's a mini vacation for everybody, you know? Everybody gets out, we get to hang out.
None of my guys show up for any of that shit anymore.
True.
They drive in the morning of now anyway, so.
Any of the parties and stuff?
Nothing. None of it.
My whole crew loves it.
A little closer. Is your mic up?
Hello.
Yeah.
I got it,
cool. All right, cool.
Yeah, we have. I mean, my guys are like.
Yeah, they dive in. They take advantage.
All in, man.
You know what it is too, though, is your guys are their kids are old enough now. Other than the Ben that owns the fucking boat, he's just willing to say "fuck it all." I'm going.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, for sure. The man. So
boys will be boys, isn't that the saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the life we live. I mean, in a nutshell, I think.
So long, and then it's time to go and do.
What do you think, Carlene? Boys will be boys? Good. What do you think about that?
Boys should always be boys.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The episode 150.
Yay.
And, I mean, I'm not going to say I can't believe it, but it's cool to think about it.
Definitely cool.
Right? You know, because, I always said, like, our goal is, like, 1,000 episodes on this show. And I definitely think we'll get there. But, like, celebrating these benchmarks is kind of cool because we were talking about it before the show. 150 episodes of the Connected by Water podcast, powered by Joey Cardi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and fueled by our very good friends at Papa's Pilar Room. We remind you never to be a spectator. We definitely need to thank them because they have been here since the very beginning. Joey first, and then shortly after, Mike Myatt and Papa's Pilar came through. And
more than that, Papa's Pilar supports the industry greatly. I mean,
100%.
Every tournament, they're
absolutely
always, every major event, boat shows, they're around.
Well, that's actually how we got started with Papa's Pilar. Is we were getting all these bottles of rum from the fishing tournaments, and so slowly but surely they started stacking up in the studio, and I was like, oh, let's just start drinking it on the show, and we did, and then they're like, hey, you're drinking my rum on the show. Why don't we just make it official? So it's cool. And that's kind of how it all just organically happened.
Very cool.
Yeah, and it's really cool because, especially with the way everything happened with Joey and, just organically all just making it happen. The same thing with the Pilar crew, just organically making it all happen on the show. And that's kind of what we're all about. We're all about the flow and, just not trying too hard and just path of least resistance and going with what works, right? And you guys, I said it on the Facebook post earlier today, thank you guys so much for always being a part of the show. I did a little bit of research before this episode, and do you guys care to guess, not how many times you've been on the show, but just how many tournament talks that we've done?
I'm going to say 8.
I was going high on. I was going 10.
12.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
There you go.
12 tournament talk episodes, and that does not include other episodes like you and
talks,
Joey and the solo ones and the shark ones we've done with Pat Price and just other. I mean, I started looking through it. I'm like, man, they're on that one too and that one too, and you know what I mean. And I mean, there's other guests, when Tim came in and different episodes that we do. So you guys have been on the show and supported it, and I just want to say thank you guys so much.
Pleasure.
Really.
Thoroughly enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, it really does mean a lot. And Carlene, thank you so much for giving us your time all the time.
How many has Carlene been on? 100?
No.
It's been a while now.
About a year.
Yeah.
1.5, 2 years maybe.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So like every other week, every third week.
Well, it's crazy. Like
that whole pregnancy thing.
Yeah, I mean, the whole having to be a mom and full-time job and all that.
It's just
the
now
actual birth, the childbirth.
You were glowing.
Seems like when I come here now, I lose a part of my vehicle. So I decide not to.
She was coming for last week's episode, and she's like, "Well, I'm not going to make it." Or she calls me. I'm like, and she should have been here already. So she calls me. I'm like, "What, are you lost?" She goes, "Check your text." She checked it. The whole front end of her car was all banged in.
What, somebody whack you?
She rear-ended someone.
That was completely my fault.
But why?
because I was bored coming to a Dennis Friel, meeting that I figured I'd get my way out of it somehow, It's like
She said, Skip and Art aren't here tonight, so
screw
fuck
this,
that.
I'm out. So
It's awesome.
it's all good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so with the first episode that we ever did was with Captain Vinny LaSorsa. And I just want to give a little recap on some of the highlights of the
Muchas
podcast
gracias.
and where we've come from
Thank
and
you.
where we hope to get to. Captain Vinny, of course, for some of you don't know, that's the boat captain for Jimmy Buffett, and that was how we started out the whole thing. We've had some really great guests on, some legends, and
One of my favorite episodes you guys ever did was with Paul.
Paul Casanova.
No, Paul, FFMD.
Oh yeah, no, that was a great episode. The first one we did with them was great. We brought all them in.
That might have been one of my favorites.
Yeah, that was a really good episode.
Tiny.
Tiny's
Telling
episode.
the
Tiny's
story.
was good too.
Tiny's episode had the most views out of all the episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
Market it a little bit more, and it will be into the millions, in my opinion. He
Yeah.
tells the story so well.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's part of his life story, but I mean, it was as intense as any. What do they call it when it's a book and it's fake, but it seems so intense and real? Shit.
It sounded like fiction, but
A fiction. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm so tired right now. I can't even think of simple words.
Would you go fishing or something today?
We were going hard, real hard.
week straight.
It seemed like some just unbelievable fiction story that somebody thunk up, and this dude lived it.
I had somebody working here at the time, and it was on podcast nights. Basically, when the podcast would start, she would just pack up and go home. And she was right behind that wall. She was packing up, and she started listening to the story as she's packing up. And when you know it, she actually sat at her desk the whole time
Listen to all
because she couldn't leave. She just sat there and listened to like the whole story.
Like Art
And then
said,
at the end of it, she came out. She goes, "I never left."
It
Yep.
sounds like it
Mark
couldn't
Greeny,
happen.
the Gray Man dude or something, wrote the story. Some
Mm-hmm.
bullshit impossible story, but nope. So whatever. That by far is my favorite
Yeah.
podcast I think I've ever listened to. Period.
No, thank you.
But
yeah, I thought that was well structured, and and John Lose was here sitting in on it, and Andy Moyes was
pushing it a little bit, and Andy's such a solid,
Yeah.
straight,
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah.
and he just let him. Yeah,
Yeah.
The whole ensemble worked out very nicely.
But we've had some really great guests. I mean, Rufus Wakeman. I mean, Carl Anderson's a regular on the show, and I was hoping he
Castronova
could be
regular.
sitting with us tonight because I want to announce to everyone on the show that he is a Tommy Gifford Award winner.
Yep.
Well deserved,
that
too.
was recently announced, and we're proud to be associated with him and have him part of the Pappas Pilar family and have him part of the show. Quite frankly, we are coming up. Would you have a little spill there?
Spilled everywhere.
What, you got a hole in your mouth?
Dude, my lips, I don't know how, they just got obliterated in the last few days.
The
Did you eat mushrooms again before you came?
Not today, unfortunately.
are my ears growing like
Not yet,
elf
not
ears?
He's
The
trying to
thank you,
drink
thank
out of like a lizard pecker or something. I don't know.
so yeah, I mean, you guys like Rufus Wakeman and Rob Fordyce, and and we hope that the list just keeps getting
Rob's a cool
bigger and
cat too,
bigger.
man.
Rob's awesome. That was a great episode if you haven't had the chance. And then there's episodes that we've done, like recently we did the episode with Elmer. Captain Elmer is a guide out of Everglades City.
Everyone's
And he's also a physical therapist, but he's got such a great outlook on life. And the community work that he does is just far and superior from most people that I've ever met in my life. And it was just a really impactful episode.
I listen to a lot of science podcasts too, and I can't remember the fellow's name right now you had on, but he was a water guy, marine biologist.
Oh, Captain Charlie? I mean, not Captain Charlie, Dr. Charlie Gregory.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep, Charlie Gregory. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one too.
Yeah,
That was great.
he was, the really cool part about Dr. Charlie is that, he brought a really cool perspective onto the show about science, but more from a conservational value and less from a trying to stifle our industry.
Yeah.
He had a lot of understanding about some of the things that we go through, and for example, the shark situation, and he had a pretty good outlook on that, at least a good outlook from our perspective. But he also had a really good outlook on, reef generation and reef growth, and I mean, they run the Reef Institute up there, and and he dispelled a lot of things that people thought, oh, reefs are dying because of this. He goes, well, no, it's actually has nothing to do with that. It's more this. But he had, if people have a chance, they should really go back and watch that episode. We've had Coach Jimmy Johnson on the show a couple of times, which is really cool. I'm going to go through some of these. Andy Moyes is a
did Coach come in here or do it at the Hard Rock?
No, we do it at the Hard Rock with Coach. It's tough to get him. I mean, he's going to be 80 this summer.
It's hard to get him out of the Keys, period.
Yeah, hard to get him out of the Keys, and especially unless you're Fox and you pay him millions of dollars. I don't blame him.
He's got the gig. He flies out for a day, he flies right back.
Our big champion causes on this, anything that has to do with conservation, obviously, and anything that supports the veterans, clean water. We do a lot of talking about that on the show, and I'm happy we're able to get that message, across here whenever we can. We've fought the good fight for shark depredation on the show over those past 150 episodes, and I can't say we've made the progress that we wanted to make necessarily, but I think we've definitely had a voice. We complained plenty. We put a voice to it.
Of course. Definitely. Bent ears, for sure.
Yep. Bouncer Smith has been a recent regular on the show, which has been kind of cool. Getting to know him over the past year has been an interesting thing for me, because it's just, the guy's a legend.
For sure.
He really is. And he just tells such great stories, and, you can't help but feel like when you're at the table with him and drinking a couple of rums and you're just kind of like hanging out with your
it's fun,
like a family relative.
I got to fish with him the last week he was chartering, and it was
you did?
It was the only charter I've ever gone on in my life. Well, that was the first. I've been on like 2 now, but that was the first one I ever did, and it was so much fun.
Yeah,
I could have cared less about fishing. We caught some fish. It was fun.
Well, when I fished with him to catch the clown knife, that was one of the best experiences I ever had, because, like you said, you almost forget you're fishing half the time. And then when we caught that clown knife, it bit his line. And instantly he was caught in a weird position. He's like, I can't get this fish. Dennis, grab it. And I grabbed it, and it jumped, and we both kind of like caught it. It was kind of interesting, the way it all kind of, the dynamic of how it went down. But it's like always have that fish together kind of thing. It's kind of cool. Paul Castronovo, George Pavaromo have been on the show quite a few times. I'm very honored to have both of those guys give me their time.
That's 3 long-time Miami guys in a row right there you're talking about.
Yep.
George's family's been in Miami forever.
Yeah. We just talked about Bouncer, yeah.
I just missed it. I'm sorry.
What are you over there doing? What are you doing over there?
She's over eating mushrooms.
Yeah, she's doing this. You hitting that pen again? You hear about that?
Oh, no, we got one of them
listen to this.
Vapey things.
Yeah, we had Bouncer on the show.
It was the best episode that you ended.
We all ended up laughing our asses off.
The best episode.
Listen, we had Bouncer on the show. We're just trying to close out the episode. And we're just trying to get, I was asking him a serious question about his life and where he sees himself and all this. I was getting deep with him. And all of a sudden, this one just starts laughing her ass off. Right, uncontrollably. And I'm just yeah, she's over there getting high on the mic.
No.
It happens.
Yeah. Is that not what happened?
No, you were being all heartfelt, and all I could see you was running down the steps going, Adrian! And you're this heart, the music was pumping, and I started laughing because you started laughing, and Bouncer was laughing, and he grabbed the camera and turned it towards, so it was just all around good clean fun. Humor, good clean fun.
Good clean fun. Chip LaMarca, has been a regular on the show.
That was fun. That was great.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I hope I didn't screw him up too bad with some of the stuff I was saying, but
not at all.
He got reelected, so we're good.
Chip's got a thick skin. Yep. Yeah, definitely. No, he comes on the show twice a year to give his State of the Union kind of address and how things are going with water and all the different things like that. Timmy Maddock came on. We had RJ on the show, and RJ did a great
Both
job.
Timmys.
Yep, both Timmys. And we brought the kids on when after they broke that state record for the
Yep.
swordfish.
Yeah.
Brought them on. And we've had some really cool episodes, I think. I think the content on this show, we were talking about it today, has been very fun, and it's been very community-oriented, and we want to kind of keep it that way. So,
Yeah, I had those Gale Force twins on before they became the monsters that they are today.
yeah, we had Gale Force twins on twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And they've done a great job in that YouTube stuff. They're killing it out there. And
Yep.
Their content's clean and nice and good. I'm
Yep.
proud of them for what they're
yeah,
doing.
we were sponsoring them earlier on. Yeah, very early on in their careers, and I'm glad to see them having the success that they are. We're very proud of them.
One of them just got married, I think.
Yep, well engaged. Yeah, she's not married yet.
Okay.
Yep. Geez, Charlie Levine's given us his time on a bunch of episodes. Tiny and Tim.
That was a good one.
Jeez.
I was in the Bahamas listening to that one in my little cubbyhole in that Merritt boat.
Laughing.
It was fun. It was a good one.
We had the whole Surreal fishing team in
Yeah.
here, right?
That was a fun one.
Yep.
All right. Bombshell came on.
Yeah.
We
Have you ever fished with her?
Van Dellen.
She's legit, dude.
Yeah,
She's a
no,
fisherman.
Michelle's
100% fisherman.
She is 100%.
No doubt about it.
Jeez. You know what? Actually, one of the craziest episodes we did was the Florida Man team.
Oh, fuck, for sure.
That was
go
absolutely
hard.
nuts. That was
They go
absolutely
hard.
nuts. When they walked in, this is in the old studio in Coral Springs.
Yeah,
they
they're-
came in hot
They're lit.
and lit. Yeah, they had gone to lunch, like happy hour lunch or whatever,
Oh, boy.
like before they even came into the episode, and they were just on fire. Yeah, that was crazy. So anyway, all right. So
My boy
I mean-
Gus.
150 episodes. We've had a bunch of people on the show, and it's all been great. And we're very happy, and we're very thankful for everyone that's been on the show. So regarding Joey Accardi and Poppy's Pillar Rum, we now have W Sauce as a sponsor. We have Finor Sunglasses, also as a sponsor, not the headline sponsors, but they sponsor the show. Very happy to have them associated with the company or with the podcast. So we're all thankful for it. So that's my thankful tour that I wanted to just go on. They're my little recap of the show. And Nick and Yanni, of course. I mean, I'd be remiss not to mention you guys. You guys do such a great job putting this together. So thank you very much.
The brains behind
Yeah.
everything.
Absolutely.
And you know
100%.
you're doing well when you get one of these two to chuckle a little bit. Say, "Fuck, I must have
Yeah,
said
right.
something.
Yeah,
that was worth the
Exactly.
shit."
Yeah, when I get them to smile or laugh, I'm like, oh, we're cooking now.
I like it when
Especially if you get
Yeah.
Yanni going.
I
It's
like
hard
it,
to get
I
that
like
one
it when
to
you
break.
can hear it
Yep.
inside.
I
yeah.
want to mic them up, but they're like, no, I don't want to go mic
Yanni
them.
starts going after the show. Once the cameras
Right.
go off and the microphones are away, it's like
That is the truth. We should record you after the show and plug that into the end of how Yanni's take,
Look at him. He's blushing.
right? Yeah, Yanni's take.
No,
so.
see, that's where the mushrooms come in. Because once you've done it a little bit, you don't give a fuck anymore. Nothing matters. It all goes away.
Tell us more.
Dude, I don't care anymore. I don't care what people think about me. As long as I'm not hurting anybody, as long as I'm doing good for my family, I don't give a fuck at all.
That's awesome. I'm happy to
Yep.
hear that.
Oh.
Like that bucket went out the window about 4 months ago. So far,
Right?
it can't come back.
4 months ago. So what was your watershed moment that you said?
I was somewhere with some friends, and it was raining, and I ate a little bit of that, and all the water in the whole world started like glowing, and kind of said, family, friends, water, nothing else matters.
See, I think that your mindset on it is the absolute perfect mindset to have for it. Because a lot of people don't have that mindset going into it, and it doesn't affect them the right way. But therefore,
Perhaps.
you're
And I
responding
certainly
well
don't
to it.
say it should go that way. Anybody else should do it, but for me, it's. And I 4 or 5 times in almost 50 years old, and it's all been in the last 4 months. But it's a life changer.
Been on the water yet?
I won't do that.
No, I mean not when you're operating the boat.
No. Well, if I'm on the water, generally I'm operating.
I know, but
So no, I have
it
not.
was just a
I have not.
question.
And I'm
Skip.
not going to.
Nope.
Still straight edge.
Still right on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, there you go. Good for you.
Meanwhile,
I'm
you're
proud
drinking,
of that too.
drinking rum, and it ain't a whole lot different. In reality, it's a mind-altering substance.
True.
So, all right, listen. So, I want to mention the do-gooder. So, we do have another sponsor that it's more of like a interactive sponsor, our partnership with Starbright, where we mention the do-gooder of the week because conservation, obviously, it's a big message and a big deal in the show. It's something we definitely want to promote for future generations to come and all that good stuff. So, I am going to mention this week's do-gooder of the week. And if you've watched the show at all, anyone out there, know that we do this every week, and you get the whole bucket full of goodies, like the salt off, and we got the bucket right here, right? And it's got all the great Starbright stuff, and it's about $200 worth of stuff. So this week's do-gooder is...
It just begs to be played with, doesn't it?
I love this.
Yeah,
thing.
take him out. The reggae sponge. His name is Jason Rhodes, and we're actually going outside of Florida for this one. He runs a goose hunting outfit out of Arkansas. It's called Goosebusters Guide Service.
Oh.
So some of the Florida friends of ours in Merritt Island went up there to go hunt with him, and they said they were impressed at how much of a steward of the land and the environment that he actually was, and the amount of cleanup that crew does, and so they decided to name him.
Like in what way?
They
Making
do.
sure they pick up all their shells?
Making
spit
sure
shells and
everyone's
all that?
responsible, everything, like all their
Yep.
shells, all their trash, making sure that even like,
That's pretty solid.
anyone
yeah.
that they pass by, make sure, keeping the land clean. They're very proud of their land up there. And they were just very impressed about how impeccable the operation ran from that standpoint. So, Jason Rhodes, you are our do-gooder of the week. Thank you
That's
very
very
much.
I was during the Miami Boat Show. We were hanging out with Mo and Eric Newman, and I don't think they're married. Maybe they are. I don't know. But they run an outfit out there in Louisiana. And they don't allow plastic water bottles in their boat. Period. None.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all tied in with Yeti, so everybody gets their Yeti thingy, and they've got a big squirt water into their Yeti thing if they empty it throughout the course of the day. But that's how they do it. You have your Yeti thermos for water all day. You don't no plastic, no cans, no none of that stuff. So it's more than I'll probably ever do, but I think it's a great idea and a great thing they're doing out there.
Yeah, no, 100%. And we've discussed too in here, like even on the show, it's like ditching these and doing like reusable cups, and sometimes we do, sometimes we're not always clean. We try to make the effort, but it's just definitely something that people should really kind of take more notice to.
Yeah, that and it's such a small thing, but Carter Andrews is a good friend, and chatting with him all the time, and his big initiative has been that one piece a day, pick up one piece of trash a day, be it mostly out of the ocean, is his intentions, but.
That's good.
Dude, you think about it, you see it on Instagram, whatever, and you think about it, and here we are. I saw the other day, I'm in the tower, we're chasing after sailing, it's probably yesterday, and as we're moving on a sailfish, a piece of plastic going by, and Jimmy reaches over, grabs gaff, flips it in the boat, and it's just what he does now. If we're within reach, we get him.
It doesn't
Balloons,
take
whatever.
much.
No.
It really does. Even if you're walking in the street, like how many times, like even a lot of times I see it walking to my truck right outside of this door, you'll see a flattened plastic bottle that someone stepped on, like right in the middle of the parking lot. Your inclination might be like, Pompano sucks. It's trashed or whatever. Just get in your truck and go. Pick it up. There's a trash can right here. You know what I mean? And it happens all the time.
Yep.
I think if people just make that, like you said, one piece a day, or even just if you just notice something, pick it up and throw it away. COVID's
Do the
over.
right
You're
thing.
not going to get sick. You know what I mean? So we're going to make a phone call real quick right now. Someone that wanted to talk on the show today.
Dennis,
You're
Yes.
forgetting your little wire.
look to your right.
All right. So I'm going to plug this. We're going to try a new operation today.
We're getting fancy.
And if we hear the live feed. All right. All right. Can we do both?
I doubt it'll do speakerphone and Tingham.
All
Does
right.
it do that automatically, or is
You
somebody
bet-
over
you
there
guys
mashing
button
buttons,
hooked me.
making these lights change all over the place and drive me crazy?
Y'all are crazy.
Look, you got a white light out of the back of that one over there. Huh? My light went away.
I hear it.
Damn it. It's back.
It's back.
Hello, you've reached the voicemail of
Oh,
Dennis
we got a
What?
voicemail. Look at this
No.
shit.
by water.
He does this.
What's going on, you guys?
What's
Fucker, you got me.
You
You
got
got
them.
me.
Huh? You know
you got
what?
everybody.
I get most people like that, but it only lasts for a second, and then I'm a one-man show up here.
That's what she said.
I'm in, yeah, I'm on Fleming Island. No, I didn't say a 1 minute show. That'd be giving me like 30 seconds to the right. Okay.
So we have Mr. Mike Myatt from Papa's PLR Rum on with us now. So if folks don't know that by now, how you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good, Danny. How you doing, my brother?
I am living the dream, my friend.
You know, Juan, I'm so glad you're feeling better. And, and happy squeecentennial show.
Oh, thank you very much. What'd you call that? How's that go?
Sesquicentennial. That's the 150th anniversary
Sesquicentennial.
of anything.
No,
It would be
educated.
like, I don't know. It would be sort of like Skip Dana's last time he cleaned out his bait tank, or Carl Anderson last time he really cleaned his feet.
Oh shit!
Oh, man.
Yeah. Full disclosure,
Now,
Carl
Artie,
had to
shot
bail
up
out
afraid
here
of
last
Shots
minute.
fired.
No, I'm sort of afraid of Artie. I'm not going to say anything about Hey, Artie, I love you, man. You're the best.
Thank you.
Hey, Mike, we wanted to bring
Thank
you on
you.
the show tonight to say thanks for supporting the show from the very beginning. We really appreciate it.
And the entire industry, for that matter, because you guys are all up in the fishing industry, and,
Yeah, for
and I
sure.
love that.
Well, you know what is your phrase "connected by water" is brilliant, but you know what, the entire helping the community, whether it's with Charlie Levine, with the Down Syndrome Association of Central Florida, whether it's helping tag permit down in Key West with the Lower Keys Guides Association, whether it's there's right things to do and there's wrong things to do. And if you have an opportunity to go to work every day, which you guys all do, but you always take time to do the right thing because that makes it better. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so it's going to take me 4 minutes out of my day to make someone's life better. You do it. And it's not an obligation. It's actually a pleasure. It makes it all make sense.
It makes the world go around, really. I mean, listen, I often say that the intrinsic value of doing good matters more than anything else in the world. Not only to you, obviously, but it matters to the person that's feeling it from you.
Sure.
But I really do believe in my heart of hearts that, and I've said this on the show before, that when you do good, there's no better feeling in the world because it lasts forever. Because you could take that with you for the rest of your days. You could win the lottery, you can get a bunch of money, you could do all these things, but those feelings are great in the beginning, but fleeting in the end, and it makes no difference to anyone else's life but you. But really, when you do good and you go and you help others, that's just something that lasts forever and in more than one life. So,
that's prophetic. But let's talk about winning the lottery thing again. I mean,
Yeah.
We could change one life at a time. Let's start with me. Okay. I know there's no I in team, but there's definitely a me in team. So
Right.
let's start with me.
Right. There's a me
One
and
rum
Mike.
bottle at a time.
Carlene, how are you, sweetie?
How are you, Mike?
Better now. I saw you dressed up. Were you like a Viking queen this weekend, or what was up with all that?
I was a goddess at the Renaissance Festival.
You know what? I'm blushing right now. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say right now. I'm blushing right now.
Is that what they
Giggity,
The
call it?
leggings
giggity.
you have on were fabulous. I mean,
I'm not
I cannot.
They
I
had
ordered
leggings
mine
back
on
in the
eBay.
I'm not
Renaissance
sure if we
days?
would consider that leggings. It was more of a pair of underwear with.
She-
Wait a
I'm
minute,
not
wait a
quite
minute.
sure.
Leggings.
She was wearing this whole thing.
Pictures
Okay.
or it didn't happen.
I only got an upper torso shot there.
Yeah, pictures
No,
sure didn't happen.
her and Mike. No, well, listen. You know what? You need to get off that. What's that site that
See,
you're
now we're
on?
talking about getting
Adults only, or whatever you're on, Denny. You
Right.
really need to get back on like Facebook and MySpace. Which
MySpace.
MySpace is rocking. It's rocking.
Oh man, I actually went to go look for my MySpace account a couple months ago. And I don't know if everyone's been to MySpace
It's still there.
in a while. It's still there, but it feels like you
Is
go
it?
back to the old neighborhood, and the old neighborhood doesn't look that good.
Well, it never does. I mean, because everything was bigger and grander when you were younger, right?
Right. At least that's what I tell her.
until Dennis paints on it.
Yeah.
Then it's worth something. But anyway, you know what? I just wanted to say happy anniversary, Dennis. If anyone deserves the amount of success that you're getting, the notoriety you're getting, it's you. You're multi-talented. You're a great family man. You obviously have the best friends. Take a look around the room right now. I see, hey, quit looking through that
Thank
camera
you.
over there. You hear what I'm saying? You get your headphones on, all that long flowing hair. You Fabio looking
Oh, look at
little
this.
and I'm watching my language because we're live. I'm watching my language.
Sounds like Mike needs some
But-
mushrooms.
Oh, I
He
totally
won't worry
forgot.
about
I
that
totally
shit.
forgot we were live.
No longer will worry about any of that.
Okay, so pass the mushrooms.
Attaboy, that's what we're talking about.
Man, you know, it's not just about us. It's about the rest of us. Yeah, man. Yeah. But, you know, the good work that everyone does together that's connected to the show, and it radiates outward. And, you know, people feel it. They feel the good vibes. We've got the Jimmy John's coming up next week. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to hand Artie an oak cask painted by Dennis on stage on Saturday night.
Wouldn't hurt my feelings.
Whoa,
You
whoa,
know,
whoa, 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 whoa,
Skip's feeling a little left
whoa,
out there.
dude, whoa, whoa, whoa here.
Don't
Hello?
steal my thunder,
You're
Skipper. I
breaking up.
want it.
They're feeling good on the 92 Viking there, Mike.
Dude, he's getting bit.
Yeah, well,
He's absolutely
so,
getting bit.
You know what? On a 92
Hey,
Viking,
kid.
I would feel good. I would be the guy. Hey, who wants a sandwich?
That's Joey's job.
Yeah. Hey, it's like a panini, except different.
Yeah, they're gonna be
It's
up on
so
the bridge
hot
and be like, "Where's
outside."
Mike?" You go, "He's upstairs. Got to go up one more level."
I send everybody our lunch pictures every day.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so
lunch
hot
comes out, yeah.
outside. Who wants a panini? So
Yeah.
you driving the 90? You driving the 90?
92.
92.
Yep, don't forget about the 2 extra feet.
So can you even like see when they're fishing?
Absolutely.
You know, Skip says that in a lot of ways, it's more fishable than the previous boat.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, good on you, dude. Good on you. I could barely handle my my Hell's Bay Biscayne.
Well, they got one of those on the bow too.
Yeah, we got a Hell's Bay Marquise on the bow.
Nice. Dude, Marquise is a great boat. I mean, I love my Biscayne. It's like driving a Ferrari. It goes too fast for me. I need to drink less or fish more. And I'm going to sort of get in that gray area a little bit, you know, like right in between them. So where are you guys fishing? You guys fishing on a Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale? What's up?
Home.
We're not sure yet. We're fishing out at home, but I'm not sure where we're going yet.
Yeah, God only knows.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely out of home for me.
These are the questions that everyone starts asking Art and Skip just before the tournament.
I've
That's it.
never had my phone ring so much as it
Yeah.
did before that last tournament.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Well, I don't know. I've got some friends fishing south of Miami that are doing pretty good, but they're not killing it. But they're like 5, 6 a day, which is good. I don't know what's out front in Fort Lauderdale right now. Is it happening?
Yesterday
Or
was
is it
red
just
hot.
too nice?
No, yesterday was
Yesterday
red hot. It
was?
was great. Yeah, and then today started off red hot. And we had
Right.
8 bites today on them. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's been
Nice.
good. Fishing's
Yeah,
been fun.
I can say, Mike, traditionally, these two guys in front of me do very well in the Jimmy Johnson. So, they do.
Listen, those two guys blindfolded, duct taped together, which is a movie we're
I
going to
want 'em
make
back.
later.
Don't
We're not
threaten
going
me
to tell
with a
you
good
all
time.
about it. We're not going to tell you the entire whole thing, but Dennis, you're going to be involved in it too with Master. But these two guys, they can catch fish in a mud puddle. I mean, you know, Artie and Skip are two of the best, and you know what? It's because they're lucky. And you know what makes them lucky? By fishing harder and fishing a lot.
Yeah, well, you go.
Because
Preparation meets opportunity.
That's right.
you can hang a horseshoe around your neck all you want. Put a shamrock, that rabbit's foot. Actually, I like the
Pork
rabbit's
chop.
foot. I'm not going to talk
No.
about the rabbit's foot.
Pork chop.
I would much
But
have pork chop. I get hungry.
isn't it amazing? The harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah.
That's 100%
I mean-
true.
That's something I think like the recreational angler could sort of start taking a look at tides, sort of take a look at what's going on with the moon phase, and absolutely learn on how to catch some freaking live bait. I mean, hey, let's go down to the tackle store, buy some frozen ballyhoo where the hooks are already 3/4 way out of them, and let's drag them for dolphin. Why don't we catch anything? Because you never knew or learned how to throw a cast net. So maybe instead of taking the boat out, blowing through 150 gallons of fuel, go out on the lawn and throw a 12-foot net, or God forbid, a 16-foot net, but throw a 12-foot net. Learn how to do it. Go out and catch some decent bait. Learn how to take care of it. And you know what? Cut off the freaking mullet. Get that freaking mullet off the back of your head.
No making fun of my hair again?
Jesus.
Mike likes to make fun of my hair.
Listen, Denny, you had hair. You cut it all off.
No, it's growing back now.
Well, you know what? You screwed up. You had those beautiful, dark, curly locks. I used to run my hair through.
Oh, boy.
We'll go through that at a different time. But,
Maybe next
you know
week
what?
at the
My
Jimmy
age,
Johnson.
the only thing that grows hair these days is my ears and my nose. Okay. And so I'm taking something out of Scott Beattie's handbook, which is I'm going to Jamaican braid them and flow them back.
I'd love to see that.
What do you think, Ari? Think it'll work?
Scary. Very scary concept. I'm overheating my salt and pepper
I'm
cashews.
sorry.
All right. Well, we're going to field some
All right,
questions.
you guys.
We're going to
Well,
field some questions
listen.
from the audience now.
So, you get questions from the audience?
Well, we got
I thought it was the audience.
we got some write-in questions.
Okay. Are they good?
I don't know. They're pretty good.
Some of them are.
Yeah, some of them are pretty good.
Hey, we'll start a conversation there with Eric Leach's.
Yeah. Maybe we can give away a bottle of Papa's Pilar rum
There you go.
to the best question.
Please do. Danny, I've got plenty more on the way down. I've got a couple cases of Legacy for you, too. So,
Ooh.
Nice. I
we
like
can
it.
use that for kegs. So, when you guys talk to Eric Leach, tell him I said yo.
We will.
This is,
We're about to ask his question right now.
Okay.
I didn't see any. Look.
You didn't see any yet?
It says, what is your approach to tournament fishing when there's no wind?
What is your approach to tournament fishing when there is no wind? That's his question.
Very, it's an open options there. If the fish are up and moving, up and jumping, then run and gun and run jumpers.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens every once in a while, like yesterday, that you can do that and be very, very successful. That's by far my favorite thing to do when there's no wind. And then sometimes you're forced to bump them along, kind of like kingfish troll, bump troll. And sometimes you run bait, and we did that when we won the Derby. You'd see a little bit of bait getting up, and if it was going in the right direction, doing the right things, we'd go and fire bait in front of that, and we got bit a bunch on that. I like to try to go to sight fishing if at all possible, and if not, then we're slow trolling.
Mm-hmm.
But trying to fly kites when they won't fly is
Yeah, so say, do you
waste of
try
time.
to avoid helium at this
no.
point?
We use it a lot.
Yeah.
But I hate it. But if your shit's all sagging in the water, then
Right.
you're not fishing right anyway.
It cost us 2 fish this tournament.
Oh, 2 fish? Really?
We were fishing, everything's sagging in the water, and we got bites where the fish got all wrapped up and pulled off. And I think I love run around looking for floppers. And if you can't kite fish, then just put them out and go slow troll. I have a whole other set of rods already rigged, ready to go. If it comes to that, where we just put them out of the riggers and slow troll.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The question is, would you have gotten those 2 bites had you not been sagging your shit off in the water like that, or
Who knows?
maybe you would have gotten bit?
We were kind of fishing, kind of presenting, but not. I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Down in Key West, when we were running that Bar South boat, went slick, calm for half the day on one day, and we went to doing the slow troll thing and actually had fish up in the spread a few times. One of them swam up to our little teaser, threw up, and swam away. Didn't get a single bite.
Really?
While we were slow trolling. Kites finally got him going. Kites go back up. We start getting bit again. So, I fly the kites if at all possible, but if you can't, you can't. Go do something else.
Yeah, if you can't,
For
you
a
can't.
sport in the cockpit, I want to just both you guys said the same thing. Okay, I'm sorry about sagging stuff in the water. I'm getting older. Okay, but the helium on board just makes me talk like this, and I really like it. I mean, as far as I hate flying the balloons behind kites. I'd rather run a gun, try to find some sprayers. You guys are so much better at it. I'm not trying to be an authority here, but I will say the whole sagging stuff in the water really, hit home with me. So,
You feeling that one, Mike?
yeah, man. It's like zero gravity. It's almost like I have a butt again. It's like, it's all lifted up.
Nice. Well, what's the next question there, Carlene? Or I'm just gonna call her Smokey. That's your new nickname.
My name.
Smokey?
Yeah, she's over there hitting the pen again, Mike.
No, but go ahead and read Mark's. I'm not going to say that correctly, and you know that.
What's that?
I'm not going to say Mark's question correctly.
Okay.
So how about we move to Chris's question? What is the best live bait and trolling speed for catching manatees?
I've got this
I
one.
guess I should have read that one first.
What is the best live bait and trolling speed for catching manatees?
Yeah.
So
All right.
ahead of
After we had a nice conservation talk, just
Gotta be
leave
ahead
it
of
at
lettuce.
these
It's
two.
got to be live, because if you let your lettuce wilt and it's no longer live, then they won't eat it. So live
Open my.
iceberg lettuce.
Yeah, you put a little rotten edge on there, or
No, live, fresh,
totally
fresh,
hard and
crisp.
clean.
Yeah, absolutely. And a 3-prong shrimp. And if they're just kind of feigning at it, not actually biting, get a bigger 3-prong shrimp and speed up to 9 knots.
Right.
But don't have you drag too tight, because it will pull out of them.
I heard a nice freshwater hose teases them up to the stern.
Yeah,
too.
If you've got that freshwater wash
That's
down,
cheating. That's like live chumming. You can't do that.
I was going to say kale, but whatever.
Kale, it's kind of branchy though. I don't know.
Kale would work because no one likes kale. I eat lettuce.
Neither
But
do the
you
manatees, Mike, and neither
What
do
I
the
do
manatees.
is I do like a 9-aught circle hook onto the lettuce, put the freshwater wash down
9-aught.
on it, and then you just put the meat grinder on the back of the boat. You make sausage. I mean, it's the only thing you can do.
Keith Carey.
It is a cow, right?
And I'm worried
Well,
about
it's
what
like
I'm
a
going to
cow,
say in the
except
show.
different.
Oh my god.
The only difference between making love to a
is
cow
our
and making love to a manatee is you have to walk all the way or swim all the way to the front to kiss a manatee. Okay, that's all.
Woo!
When
Shit
you
just
see
got
a
deep.
sail,
All right, here's the next question. Who asked that manatee question?
Chris Byerworth,
Okay.
Chris Beerworth, that's a buddy of mine.
Beerworth,
All right, he's in the running for the bottle of Papa's Pilar rum.
Uh-oh.
Mark Schuring.
Mark Shearing.
I'm going to screw this question up too. When you see a sail, eat a bait, when do you have an angler put up the drag to set a hook, or do you tell the angler to do that, or is that something is it that the feel of the angler? So do you tell them to do it? Do you let them set it themselves, or at what point do you have them do it?
I read that earlier. I think what he's trying to say is when we get bit, do you let the angler do it, like go through the whole thing himself? Like when we're in the tower or up top, like we see better than everybody else. Like we can see him eat it, we can see it go sideways, we can see him T-bone it. Once the bait goes woof down, it all depends on the situation. If we're trying to get multiple bites, sometimes we'll just let them swim off and go. Nothing else pops up. 9 times out of 10, if he's feeding off, it'll get fast and it'll start jumping. And then you got to lever up and start reeling. For the most part.
So we get enough of the blame already for the lack of success we have
Exactly.
when we don't have success. So I try not to say anything. I've said something twice to Jim Steele. Both times failed miserably, so I will never say anything to him again other than I will stop people. If the fish is facing back at us,
Like,
I stop them.
wait.
Yep. Or if I can see the fish is still T-boning. And frequently with scale baits, they're so proud of having caught it, and especially if they got friends around, I think they show it off. They'll T-bone and swim around. Now, goggle eye, it seems like they suck them down quick because I think they're afraid they're going to lose them. It's such a meatier, heavier bait. But if I can see that bait T-boning in their mouth, I'll stop them. They say, I think it's, and otherwise it's entirely on when they're ready to go. And they may ask, hey, what do you think?
Yep.
And it's all my answer, especially after screwing Jim Steele up twice, is always, whatever you feel, dude, whatever you feel.
That's what I tell him. I say the same thing. I'm like, he ate it. He's swimming off. I'm like,
when you're ready.
Whenever you're ready.
Yep.
Unless we're specifically trying to get multiple bites and waiting for another fish to pop up. I'll say, whenever you're ready. He's got it. You're good.
Those are good answers, especially the.
Or in a scenario where it happens often on a south wind where you get a feed on the outsides, and they'll feed across, and they're gonna swim across your middles, and now you got a second fish up on your middle bait. That long bait can't go if you got a fish actively trying to feed on your middle bait. So he's got to continue dumping, and he'll stop them then, unless it looks like the fish is going to come up jumping or something. Then it can get, and our whole season has been that. All kinds. We had typically on an southeast wind, or down there where we were this weekend, a southeast wind is basically the same as an east wind up here. We had a fish feed on the right long, traditionally going to continue south and not be a problem. Easy pop out, separates, and all you got to worry about is your left kite.
Nope.
This fish fed, looped around the middle bait a couple times. Another one is actively feeding on the right middle. And, so we're stopping the right long, not letting them go. And eventually it went to where he had to go. The fish starts jumping by us this way, and it got all snafu'd. We caught one of the two, which has been like I said, our entire season. If it
we had a lot of that stuff
will.
going this season too, where one's feeding and one burns the other off, and maybe
jumps on top of the other one's line.
A lot of weird stuff this year.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah,
that's very, very interesting. To me, who I've done more fishing in Central America than I have for sailfish off the east coast of Florida or in the Bahamas. I just have had the opportunity and taken advantage of it. But what you're saying right now, I'm thinking about what we were doing at Tropicsar last year, which we did fly some kites, and we were playing with that, and it was almost
you flew
not
kites
an
in Panama
scenario. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what? It's a whole new game.
Shit works.
I mean, the day that I saw Ray Rocher bring that stuff down to Cabo San Lucas and win the IGF Offshore World Championship, because he was playing with downriggers and kites and dredges, it's a game changer, man. It works all over.
Oh yeah.
I mean, fish, they do. What do? Do they sleep? I don't know.
They
sleep?
They
Just
swim
like
around
they
the
sleep.
day.
They swim around, eat, and make other little fish. That's their job.
That's their
all they
entire
do.
existence.
Right, and they procreate, and then they get caught, they get tagged, and they end up on a boat going to Portugal because they're
Pretty
going to a
much.
fish market. But like, does sailfish sleep? I mean, do fish sleep?
I don't think they do. Do
I'm
they?
not worried about them.
I don't think they do either. You know what? I think because the water, going through the gills and all that. I'm not a biologist. I don't say it Holiday Inn Expresses. I worked for IGFA forever, and I asked Peter B. Wright this, God bless his soul, who just got put to rest last week.
Glad you brought that up. Yep.
And he said, I don't know. And I'm thinking if I was a sailfish, I'd find like a nice big mass sargassum and just like crawl on top of it, get a few winks. And then worried about Artie sneaking up on me.
We actually had one yesterday go jump and land in the middle of a giant mat of sargassum and kind of got stuck there for 6 or 8 seconds and wallowed around and then finally wiggled its way back through it and went on to swimming again. But it was a wild thing to see. The thing about
So what do you guys hear about that huge sargassum island moving towards South
It's
Florida?
coming.
It's coming.
It's already here.
There's a bunch of it here already, but it's a disaster. But whether sailfish sleep or not, they definitely go through different moods, and I've watched them.
Right.
We call them gray fish. They'll be up swimming on top, and they're grayed out, and about a 5% chance you're going to get that fish to bite.
It's like they're like a zombie.
Yep, they pretty much. Yeah, and then they'll start to warm up, and you can see where their brain pan is starting to warm. They'll get a white diamond on their forehead as they start to heat up. And the fish may still be gray, and now you're about a 50% you can get that fish to bite. And then once they've gone blue or black, and they got that white diamond, 1,000% you're getting bit on that one.
You think they go through like some sort of dormancy mode where they're not really 100% asleep, but because the physical cycle, the brain cycle alone has to have some sort of rest at some
I talked
point.
to Eddie Wheeler about this. I'm like, all right, so you have 30 boats and everybody gets 10 shots. These fish are just pouring through, and then it just stops. Currents rolling in the north. I said, what do you think they do? He said he thinks they go to the bottom, chill, drift with the current, pop back up and do it again.
And away we go. Yeah.
Like at night, they just go down, or whatever time they stop feeding, they go down and just drift back.
Mm-hmm.
pop back up. They do it all again the next day.
So
As long as that current keeps rolling, they keep doing the same cycle.
So I've caught them doing something similar. I've caught them. We'd fishing in 110, 120, catching them southbound, rolling hard, and it got quiet for a while. And I looked offshore and saw one jumping back north out in 250. Pulled out there, and on my left kite just started getting mowed down, and it goes quiet again.
You think they're taking power naps?
No, they're going loops, big loops. They were inshore, they were going southbound. Offshore, they were going northbound. And then I saw a boat, after we got quiet in the deep again for a bit, I saw a boat out north of me in their shallow get bit again. I backed off in there and got shallow again, and here they come from the north again. Get mowed down for a while, and then that shuts down. And it was through the whole course of the day, looping in about a 4 mile area, and you just keep resetting through that 4 mile area where that current was rolling hard. And if you weren't getting bit inshore, get offshore.
Yeah.
And you get bit for a little while, and you just jump back and forth as we went through it. So I definitely believe they go down.
But the current,
what's that?
If they're going down there, to Motel 6 or 600 fathoms or whatever, they need the current.
Yeah, well, there's not a lot down there. There's not a lot of current down there.
So they're not mud darts. They're not going down there for the current. They're just going down there and
chilling out.
Do they actually shut down?
That's what I'm saying. With that power nap, that thing you're talking about with the diamond and the gray, I mean, they got to be sleeping for a little bit.
I don't
but I don't think they go into a full sleep.
No, they can't. They get eaten.
They get eaten.
Yeah, but I think they back off a little bit. Heart rate probably settles down some, and they just making way. They're not in a feeding mode. I mean, same thing with snook fishermen. They'll see snook sitting in lights. You can't get a bite. Get a bite. And then whatever it is, it flips, and you can't not get a bite.
Right.
So it's similar. I just think pelagic fish has to move so much more that they have to feed a lot more. So those shutdown cycles are far more brief, and the fire-on cycles are far more frequent and longer because they're burning so many more calories. So that's always the game. Making sure you're in the right spot when the right time comes around.
Right.
No game fish is going to expend more calories to eat a bait than it's going to get energy from eating that bait. I mean, they've got that down. It's like a caveman. It's like Denny. You ever seen Denny eat a chicken wing? God, man, it ain't pretty. It's not pretty, but you can almost see him gain energy by it. Then he sort of like slumps back a little bit.
Yeah.
He goes in his power nap mode.
I go my power nap. 2 chicken wings.
Well, I threw 3 cans of cat food off the end of my dock tonight. I got the dock light on. I'm going to go throw the cast net, try to get some big old shrimp.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's benefits living up here in outside of St. Augustine, Jacksonville, on the St. John River.
Those big brown shrimps.
Yep.
And I gotta tell you, last week got 3 gallons and 2 throws.
Nice.
So
that's pretty solid.
It's been good.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite parts of the world, as you know, Mike.
You know what, Danny? Miss you up here, man. You got to come out.
Yeah, we'll be back in a few weeks.
But I'll be hanging out there with you next week.
Travelcast, let's go.
Let's go. You want to go?
Travelcast.
I'm in.
You guys want to head up to St. Augustine?
Connected by water on Travelcast.
Well, we were talking about that, Mike. That's one of the changes that we're going to make to the show going beyond 150. Is that we're going to do more on location sets.
I've got a little Picky Cypress fishing studio up here, which I can clean up some of the glassware that I have hanging around, move a couple of the lighters and stuff off the table, and you guys can come up, hang out. We could do some shrimping. I
like it.
Have a gag, but I'll see you guys next week.
Yep, absolutely, Mike, for sure. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time next week.
I'm in for the week, and listen, Skip and Artie, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for supporting Connected by Water. I know it has nothing to do with the show, because both you guys are Dennis's bros, but you guys are always on there. You're doing a good thing. South Florida angling community is better off for it, and quite frankly, we all are.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
You know what? Because there's one thing. We're all connected by water. And Carlene.
Yes, sir.
Konnichiwa. No,
Yeah,
not
she
sir.
can hear you.
Oh my God! You really made me feel older than I'm going to put Grecian in, so I don't look so old when I see you this weekend.
Grecian.
But anyway, thank you for everything that you do for the show and always hanging out, and all you guys over there rubbing your hands, looking through the lenses. It's creepy. You guys are like voyeurs. It's like you're just creeping me out a little bit.
Do you stand in the closet and watch too?
I love those guys. They know I do. They know I do. I had to screw with them out. It's like, are you watching me right now?
Maybe.
My God.
Maybe.
So maybe. All right, you guys. Well, listen, have a great show. And Denny, happy 150th Sesquicentennial, brother.
Thank
Love
you, brother.
Man. I'll see you next week.
Love
See
you
you
too.
next week,
See you
Mike.
next week, Mike.
Here's
Hey,
one.
you guys. Thanks for all the
Ciao,
thanks
ciao,
for all
brother.
the intel. You guys are the best.
Thanks, man.
So if I run, well, I get to go north. If I go north and Skip runs south, which way should Francis Santos run?
Right out front.
Sit right in the middle and see who starts catching them first, and then go.
After this week, right out front.
Yeah, I wanted nobody fished out here. It looks so good.
It's so crazy. And even on the first morning I looked, it looked good.
Yeah, but it faded out though the
Yeah.
first day. It did look good at first, but then it faded out. So, but the second day, by the time but again though, it wasn't here probably in the morning. But the time we got back in the afternoon, it looked amazing.
It's one of those things. I think it just gets in our head where
Yeah.
they're not going to be here. We got to go somewhere else,
Yeah. Yep. But that's the thing, dude. In this tournament, unless they kept it that good a secret, there wasn't shit going down south
No.
the day before the tournament. Nothing. And then
I mean, it was 8 fish day one, right?
that's good enough. I mean,
And I
it's
know
not great, but
There was good numbers. There was a body of fish up there off Palm Beach for like 3 or 4 days straight that just faded out. They weren't biting. And now they're biting again. So, I don't know. Who knows?
I mean, it's tough to tell other than like day before, right?
That's the
Couple
blessing and the
days before.
curse of the challenge. I think is the hardest tournament because the boundary is so big.
Johnson's bigger.
It's tough, and
Yeah.
it's tough having that huge boundary.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. I don't want boundaries. Make boundaries go away altogether. Spread it out.
Well, they shortened up the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want boundaries. I want to open it up, make it big, giant.
This year's what
enormous.
carries Fort to the south. Does that sound right?
No. It's further than that. It's
Oh,
molasses.
Molasses.
Yeah,
Molasses.
molasses. I was just gonna say we just had Brick on talking
Yep.
about all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great. I really enjoyed that. Talking about good podcasts. That was a great podcast.
Thank
Running
you.
those rules.
We figured, coming in, Brick wanted to come in, or Todd and Val wanted Brick to come on and say, hey, let's promote the tournament. And I was like, you know what? Honestly, what we should do, I think with the rule changes, let's just read over the rules and then go through a whole. And then this way, anybody fishing the tournament can just listen into that podcast. And if they have any questions, and hopefully between that
What
and the
drives
captain's
me
party.
crazy, though, people don't pay attention. They
don't.
I keep, and I'm never going to be a guy that I'll never protest unless it's just so fucking horrific that it's got to be done. But you hear all these stories about. So there's a lot of hook and hand rules in a lot of these events now, and I think it's a great thing. But the way that Blue Water Movements and Bun does it, if it's a hook and hand fish, then the boat caught it. It's not an angler fish.
Yep.
Perfect. Makes great sense. And then you start hearing these stories about different anglers that were handed rods and they're counting for angler fish, and I don't know. It's
Becomes
not
a
the way it
gray
should be
area
done.
or controversial area.
But
It's just it's straight up not doing it right. But again,
Right.
it's not me, so
it's not.
I'm going to do what I do right.
That's how they write their rules. Like I remember 2 or 3 years ago in the Jimmy Johnson, an angler caught 3 fish in a row in like 5 minutes. I'm like, it's almost impossible.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, that's tough.
it was all hook and hand.
Of course.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I will say this though.
Which I'm fine with, hook and hand, definitely. But it's not because there are anglers that are extraordinarily good that are there to do an angler thing,
Yep.
and it just takes away from them and their success because other folks aren't doing it right. But
I am excited about the tournament coming up, though. I mean, traditionally
Oh,
speaking,
always.
the bite's usually pretty good for this one, and and with all the stuff that goes on around it, and obviously how involved Connected by Water is with painting guitars and doing the apparel and everything like that. We're pretty excited about it. So
it's a great event. Phenomenal.
Yeah, it really is.
Dude, we look forward to this one every year.
Yeah,
Always.
Big,
yeah. I mean,
big party.
Yeah.
big party, definitely.
You know what makes a big party even more fun? When you've done really, really well and you're
Yes.
actually celebrating. You're not
Yeah.
drowning your sorrows. Drowning sorrows sucks.
We'll be celebrating my anniversary.
Woohoo!
That's right. So
Ooh, hey
Carlene
now.
will be there. right, with us.
And dude, the band
Awesome.
is always great, but that outside band, there's like a blonde-haired dreadlock lady that's going
Yeah.
on that's by the
Rockin'.
they are so fucking good. Dude. I
Yep.
look forward to. I make sure we show up early enough to listen to them every year because they're phenomenal. I
Yeah.
have no idea what the name of that should. I'm an idiot for not writing down the name of their
I mean,
band.
listen,
They're
whatever,
so good.
whatever Todd and Val touches turns to gold. I mean, they do it right, and they're always prepared, and they're always got something new up their sleeve, and and they're always making the following year better than the previous year, and you always think how they're going to do that, but they just figure out a way to do it. And
Yeah, they do a
Yeah.
good job. I was really bummed we missed the Miami tournament this year because the boat wasn't ready. But
yeah, you guys were almost ready for
man,
that one
so
too, weren't you?
close.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good. It's nice what they do in that one. That's really, they treat you like 5-star service across the board on that one. And if you get
I
that
haven't had the
invite,
good fortune to fish it yet.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's really, it's almost like being in the Bahamas because everybody's in the marina.
Yep.
They make sure everybody's got a slip if you want one, and
Gotcha.
everything comes right to your slip. You don't have to leave.
That's nice.
You don't have to normally you got to get back to the dock and you get cleaned up, showered up, and you got to leave, go somewhere. Everything's right there. The parties are all on the dock. It's a good time.
Just sucks that it's in Miami that time of year. Years back, it would be a great time of year to be there, but not anymore.
in December.
Yeah, it's a tough time of year to be in Miami right now. But I think we'll cycle back around to where it'll be a great time of year to be down there before again, like it used to be.
It's been a decent bite this year so far.
Oh yeah,
Better-
fishing's been great.
Better than the last couple of years for sure.
For sure. And the sharks are still a disaster, a nightmare. But I was blaming the no free jumping on sharks. I've changed my tune on that a bit because I'm seeing more free jumpers this year than I have in 5 years. And I think it's when a parasite or something is present or something in their diet that causes them to have some form of discomfort. It sends them into free jumping.
I was always told it was something in their gills. They're trying to rattle out of their gills.
Makes sense.
That's what I thought.
I mean, they're trying to pound something off of them, and they're doing it this year. And I think it's whatever that is.
Something in
is
the water.
happening.
Who knows?
And in the past 5 years, it just wasn't happening.
Yeah, we had a couple get mowed down up in Palm Beach when we were up there a couple weeks ago,
We've
And
lost a few.
and we let them go quick. Like we caught them, let them go, and
Oh, we've had them go before we've got to them. But
we had one. I had a spinner in the flatline side, bent over, fish came up, half jumping,
plowed.
immediately plowed.
Yeah,
But there was like a dozen sharks around the boat before we got bit. So.
Yeah.
All right, we have another question here, and I just want to read this one. This one's came up on your page from Tim Matthews. What is red-tailed devilfish street name?
What?
What the?
I was hoping you would know.
That's
Yes.
make 'em swim, Tim. I have no idea what that is.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yes. All right. The answer is yes. All right, Tim, you don't win the bottle of Papa's Polar Rum.
let me look again.
I don't. I was hoping you could clarify that one.
What is red-tailed devilfish street name? I don't know.
I don't know. Tom Jones wants to know what the local gog bite is, but all right. So I think we have a winner.
I'll let him know on the side.
Yeah, let him know on the side. So I think we have a winner, don't we? For the bottle of Papa's Pilar rum. And that'd be the manatee question,
You like that one?
jeez, really?
right?
I thought the better conversation came around Eric's question.
All right. Well, then,
If you're looking for humor,
you
you're
guys
looking
pick,
for
not me.
yeah, definitely Eric.
All right. Then you go, Eric
What
Leach.
was Eric's? I don't even
The
remember.
helium.
The no wind.
Yeah.
What do you do with no wind? So we're gonna give that one to Eric.
And
Because it's been a real thing here just last weekend. It was
I don't ever remember like having 2 weeks or 3 weeks in a row like with no wind like this.
yeah.
It's been crazy.
Yeah, we should be blue marlin fishing right now, but sailfish bite's been good. It's been steady. It's been fun.
With the conditions.
Yeah, dude. If there was every boat wake today, every real boat wake, like a motor yacht or something, would go blazing by.
Mhm.
Didn't matter north or south. Fish would get up in it, and start free jumping and tailing. They wanted to tail so bad today. Weeds everywhere, which usually shuts them down. But a little boat wake, and there they are, 30 feet of water. There he is. Starts tailing in the boat wake.
Really?
Yeah. If we had a north wind today,
They need some swell to get them moving.
there's a little bit of a ground sea out here right now.
Really?
It's spaced out real far. But yeah, so something's going on up north. But south wind, and there's still a little ground sea. But yeah, they wanted to get up and go today bad, but we didn't have the condition. Could have been one of those epic days. Bummer.
How'd you guys do today?
We were 4 out of 8. Again, can't keep a hook in anything to save our lives for some reason. And again, saw a few in the boat wakes up flopping. I tried to run on one of them, and by the time I got there, he'd gotten into grass and gone down. But the first bait in the water, we caught one. And the ladies, we had a ladies group today on the boat. And dude, I'd go crazy. I'd love to catch sailfish. Never caught one. None of the 3 ladies on the boat ever had. And they were fishermen. 2 of them were legit fishermen living in the Keys and doing it right. But first bait in the water, we catch one. And it was a mom and daughter and then a buddy that was on the boat. And the mom caught hers. She hooks a fish. It pogo sticks right next to the boat and stops. Sat there. And she's like, floats at the tip. Chris holds the leader, literally sitting next to the boat, all lit up, colorful, fin up, just swimming in circles. He
Really?
walks the fish around the boat like a dog on a leash, and then he lets go, and we're kind of make the thing jump, do something, please. This might be the only one today.
Right.
And it hangs around.
Dance,
Like,
you
do
fool.
something.
It was like a pet.
Goes under the boat, parts off. Like, you got him, yay! And then we get the left side up all the way. Second bait goes in on the right side. The left short, right long, right middle. They're up just all 3. Beautiful. And somehow only hook one of those. Can't hook anything anymore. And we caught that one. That was the daughter caught her first sailfish. And that one actually did right. Jumped all over the place. It gets weirder. And then
It gets weirder.
yeah. And we miss another one. And then the other woman on the boat catches one. And then mom catches another one. And it actually jumps around. Everything goes great. And then we get a blackfin tuna. Well, first one shows up on the left short. Blows up. Bang, bang. Never eats. Goes away. Fuck. We ain't caught anything. I like to send everybody home with something.
Sure, yeah.
You know, all we caught were sails so far. And then we get a big bite on the left long. Mom on the rod again. Blows out of the clip while it's in the rod holder. Chris was getting a spinning rod out on the bow. And he runs back there and hands her the rod. He gets tight.
Those ones nobody never miss.
Yeah. He gets tight for a half a second, hands the rod to her, and it goes totally slack, and she thinks she lost it. No, just keep reeling. Tuna fish swims straight to the boat, float to the tip. It's a 25-pound fish, a nice fish. Floats at the tip, and the fish just starts swimming around in circles. Chris gets his hand on the leader. Now he's fighting the thing on the leader, and he says, well, it's not pulling hard enough to let go. He does for a second. Float stays at the tip. Never pulls an inch of drag. Same woman.
Really?
She's like, what do you train these
It's on a
things or
green
something?
fish?
Oh, yeah. So he ends up leading everything up, gassed it. Now it goes ballistic. It bleeds all over the place in the boat. But,
Right.
But, yeah, this woman has some kind of spell. She was a witch. She was a witch.
Maybe he had a
Was
witch
she really?
fishing.
I don't know.
Lisa?
She could trick these fish into swimming straight to the boat and do nothing.
Was she on mushrooms?
Probably not.
Microdosing.
No micro, macro. If you're going to do it right. Go hard.
Man, listen to this guy.
Size matters, apparently.
For sure. What have you ever done slightly that ever worked out positively? If you're going to do it right. Do it big.
Interesting.
That's
I'm
my
trying
plan.
to think.
If you're going to do it. Now, if it's something that you shouldn't do, then don't do it at all. But to me, that's
No,
something
I'm trying
you
to
should
think. Like, what? That's a good question. What have you ever done slightly? Yeah.
do. What?
A little bit of spice.
What are you
Right.
saying? No. It's better if you go harder. I assure you.
I don't know, man.
Go hard. Go hard or go home.
Listen, dude. I
What are you thinking over there?
mushrooms?
No. Fuck that.
Paquito?
No.
What have you ever done? All right, go ahead, Carly.
Okay, you got one
what have
you
you ever done
think.
slightly that's
Do something
better
a
than
little
doing
bit.
it like going hard?
Speaking on the show, maybe?
So, no. There you go. No, again, don't worry about it. Say what you got to say. Okay.
Oh God!
So
bless
sugar,
her.
slight little bit of
Oh.
sugar. It'd be better not to do it at all, right? Now, I'm not going to say I do that because I'm a fat fuck. I do it. But again, I do it too much. I go too hard on that. You'd be better not to do it at all, right? Exercise. Do it a little bit. Not worth it. Do it a lot. Great.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I prefer just a little bit of exercise.
Everything's
You
in
prefer it,
moderation,
but
man.
it's not the
I'm
right
at
way
a
to do
point,
it.
Shit's coming
everything's
off
in
the rails
moderation.
fast.
No, not
that's my
moderation.
plan.
I disagree. If you're going to do it in moderation, don't do it at all. Now, it's not. I'm preaching not what I practice. I wish I did.
Does that mean we're getting
Other
all
than
fucked
with
up
work.
tonight?
With work, I go hard.
I think
Fuck
you
it.
should bring mushrooms
I'll
to
go.
the show.
I'll put myself in a grave going hard. Do it hard. Do it right. To the max.
Right,
And that's
Dennis?
kind of where I'm trying to get with the rest of it. I've actually started exercising like an idiot a little bit, and stepping
Oh
it
yeah,
up.
you're working out now.
I'm not ever going to go back to weights and all. I used to go hard.
So you're just doing a little bit.
No weights.
Ah.
No weights.
Gotcha.
No weights. Not doing weights at all. No, I'm working my way into it. I'm going to eventually go not to weights. I'm not going to do that ever again. I hurt myself. That was just a little bit of a sneeze. That was just a little bit of a sneeze.
Excuse me.
No, it's a new concept. If you're going to do it right. What's shit! There was your boy Pretty Nicky had a thing. Something about do one thing like you do everything or something. Whatever. He's in a bit of a nut though. He actually does exercise way too hard.
He goes hard, man.
But that said, anything you're going to do just a little bit, fuck it. Do it all. Do it hard. Do it right, or don't do it at all. Is my new concept.
All
I'm gonna
right,
tell
I
my
can
husband
respect
when
that.
I get home. Hey,
Yeah, Carlene's gonna
I'm
be like, "Hey,
allowed to
Mike,
be a
listen,
whore.
this
I'm
is what
married
Art
now."
said."
Had a girl.
that's it.
All right. Well, that's what we're gonna leave this episode 150 with. Do it hard.
Go hard, baby.
Right, go hard. What do you think, Skip? Can you subscribe to that?
Sure.
All right.
So you got to wake up at 2:00 in the morning to go goggle eye fishing.
I love goggle eye fishing.
I used to, be grumpy about it a little bit.
I
Sleep
love
for 2 hours. Who cares? I'm going.
I love bait fishing, and I love the grind.
Dude, I literally, since I had 4 months ago, did my thing. Kind of I wake up with a song in my head, no matter what time it is. My alarm's set for 2:15, 2:14. I wake up with a song in my head. I haven't heard my alarm go off in so long.
Mm-hmm.
Look over. How about that again?
Me too.
Again.
I always up before the alarm.
Nice.
New train of thought. Now, it hadn't worked out so great with my tournaments this year, but it will. It certainly will.
Well, I got a feeling that you two are
So
going to
for
turn it
once-
on next week.
We've had a good start to the season, but hopefully we can keep it going. So
Yeah. I think you both are going to have a good show this next coming week.
Listen,
so.
it's so fun. And things haven't worked out great for us, but I so thoroughly enjoy being there and doing it. And my guys, their lives have gotten so difficult, and it's hard to get everybody together. So it's making it harder.
Mm-hmm.
But the good thing is James DeMarco, Jimmy's son, has had the opportunity to ride on almost every trip, and I think he's 100%. I don't think he's missed a fish yet.
That's great.
Yeah. So he's definitely benefited from it.
Well, he's been definitely a good instruction, too.
Oh,
I'm sure.
for sure.
So, yeah.
it's funny. Like you see, like fishing teams, you see the cycle. They go up. You normally have a bunch of young guys, and they're just killing it. One guy gets married. Another guy gets married, kids, and and then there's another team. It's
Right.
always like that, It's always been like that. Look at the roofers.
Yeah.
They were on fire for what, 8-10 years?
The commitment those boys made, though, if you didn't show up come right before season started,
You're out.
one day a week, we will fish together.
Yeah.
And it's always a weekend because those guys work hard too,
Mhm.
like real work, or did and still do. And dude, they went hard. If you don't show up unless somebody died, then you're out. You're no longer part of this deal.
Yeah.
And they got to where their operation was smooth as silk.
I mean, that was pretty much why I stopped tournament fishing. I mean, it started, got married, having kids, and
It's hard, man.
then the business started blowing up, and I was like, I don't have time for this anymore.
It's a commitment.
It's a big commitment. And like you said, like the go hard thing, like that was the thing. If I couldn't put it all in practice days and the whole 9 yards and going bait fishing, then I wasn't going to do it. I
I
just show up on tournament day.
So I sit down at the beginning of the season. I lay it all out for my guys. I'm like, all right, these are our fishing days. These are our practice days.
Yeah.
Everybody can't make every day. Everybody's got life. But we gotta practice. That's the biggest thing.
Skip's guys are just a little more senior than my guys.
Yep.
Most of their kids are off.
Mm-hmm.
So
It makes a huge
they're
difference.
far more committed. They're able to go and do, which I'm a bit into.
This year was kind of screwed up because we didn't have that early season. Normally we start fishing in October,
Right.
and we're fishing either a Saturday or Sunday. If there's a Dolphin home game, we fish Saturday. If there's
Right.
not, we fish Sunday morning we'll try to be out by 6:30. We'll fish till noon, get back, everybody can get home and watch football. But this year, it didn't happen this year. And, I'm not going to say it cost us, but we're not as
jelly.
smooth as we normally are. You know what I mean?
Well, we talk about that before, right?
Makes a huge difference.
With the value of just being a team together
it's
for a
all
long
reps.
period of time. Yeah.
All reps.
But the plus side for you guys is at least your team has been together for a while.
Yes.
Right?
The
So,
camera was on and got that. That was great.
what happened?
She got goosed so good by her dog.
I stopped and he
But,
stuck his
you
nose
know,
up my, ooh, you left
But
me
we're
hanging.
fishing a brand new boat. I mean,
Yeah.
so we went from the 53 to the Merit, which was a huge change for us. Now we went from the Merit to the Viking, which was
No,
you know,
20 feet.
it's a change, but it wasn't as big a change because we fished a sport fish all last year. It was just laying stuff out differently and how we're going to react from this kind of thing. So it was kind of a seamless change.
Yeah.
And a very comfortable change.
Well, that's good. We wanted to actually pretty soon do that episode from the boat,
Whenever you're ready, let's go.
and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do with the way we're gonna do that one. That'd be kind of cool.
Yep, we got great lighting. Do late afternoon.
No, like in the ocean though, playing.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I want to be on that
Oh,
boat in the ocean.
we could do it while we're fishing.
Wait till we get in May and we'll go out there and we'll go. Actually, May we'll be in the Bahamas, but maybe early.
So
Yeah.
Okay, so come to the Bahamas.
So let's do that.
We'll be out there marlin fishing doing an episode.
I won't be able to pay attention at all. Period. None.
You in? All right, book it.
All right.
Dano.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I won't pay attention. I might say 3 words. I'll be staring at that ocean the whole time.
We'll have different.
Yeah.
We can do it from the sky bridge. We can do it from the
Yeah.
mezzanine.
Right.
Just
yeah, well,
have-
here we are in the 4th floor, 5th bedroom.
There he is, left shore.
The dumb waiter.
Oh, we found the extra rod that Skip was talking about earlier. They're
Left
over here
short
in the
teaser.
den. All right. Listen, 150 in the book, in the bag, right? You guys are awesome.
Yay.
Yay.
Appreciate you. Really
Thank
do.
you.
Love you guys to death. Thank you once again. Thank you for being such a big part of the show. Thank you for just being a big part of everything we do here, and it's really, really appreciated. And so Eric Leach wins the bottle of rum.
I think
Right.
so. I think so.
All right.
I
So
think so.
we'll reach out to Eric, and then
Listen, he's an extraordinarily accomplished fisherman asking questions that we all battle
for sure.
in every one of these things. At what point do we quit with these silly ass kites and shift gears? And yeah,
That's a great picture. Isn't it?
What's
yeah,
that?
put it in front of the camera. That's hilarious.
What's that?
There you go. You got the red light now. How funny is that? That one's off. That camera's not on.
All right.
I'm sending it to the girls.
Thanks again to Joey Accardi. Thanks again to Papa's Pilar. We heard from Mike Myatt. Thanks again to W Sauce. Thanks again to Finor Sunglasses. Thanks again to Carlene. If you need a chair or a rocket launcher or anything,
Fighting chair, helm chair, custom inlaid tables, anything teak.
What about a table that goes over your rocket launcher?
We can do that where you don't need an additional pedestal. We got locking mechanisms that go right to your
I
rocket
happen
launcher.
to have one.
It's pretty
that
amazing.
you guys are.
I think your
selling for
whole
us.
boat's pretty much outfitted with blue
It
water
is,
chairs,
yep.
isn't it? Perfect. So,
all right? So give Carlene a call or a message on Facebook or Instagram or any. Doesn't matter
call
how you get in
Dennis
touch
if you
with
need
her.
my number. He'll give it to you.
Right. Right. I can get you in touch with her.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. You subscribe to her OnlyFans account. Right.
Smoky bones.
Feetonly.com.
OnlyFans / connected by water.
Feetonly.com.
All right. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All
Your
right.
ego is not your amigo. Always do your best. Remember, at the end of the day, just let God do the rest, and do not ever forget that no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, we're all.
Connected by water.
Thank you very much.
That was when y'all lost me on there. Was when y'all did the whole God podcast. You and Ben and